Thank you for this privilege, for talking in front of you. So it is my not only privilege, but I'm quite happy to be today in front of you, and I'm addressing my thanks to the Cambridge School for this opportunity. I prepared a speech for you, and for this speech, I wanted to send some messages, some key messages for you. That's why I prepared a presentation which will include some photos from my own portfolio, because I love to make photos, and I think the messages behind the photos will represent me. So, well, youngsters, dear youngsters, for us you are the future. And as your colleague said earlier, yes, I'm coordinating a free educational financial program organized by Bucharest Stock Exchange. In the last 4 years, I went around all the country, and for me that was a very, well, let's say, very good way to discover not only me, but also the country. That's why I drive all around the country. So I saw many cities, many universities, many high schools, private companies, listed companies, of course, because I came from Bucharest Stock Exchange, which is also listed companies. So I saw in the last 4 years more than 15,000 people, beginning with the smallest, let's say, 18th grade, and ending with the mature adults. I won't say the age, but anyway, imagine that could be more than 50 years or 60, depending, of course, if they are interested to know more about investments. So I will take, and I will, please allow me to have a look at my, my writings, because I don't want to miss some of the most important messages that I want to send to you today. First of all, when you will enter into the real life, you have to know, as it is here, the perspective of tomorrow's world. So for us, you are the future. So we are here, and I am here also to tell you more about how you should be and how you should, let's say, modulate in the future. Today we are living technological and economic crossroads, now in these industrial revolutions. We are currently in the fourth industrial revolution, which is called digital revolution. Maybe you don't know, but in 2030 or 2030, more than 85% of the jobs still not exist today. So for that reason, you have to adapt, you have to be creative, you have to be flexible. So these technological developments, scientific research, the digital revolution that are happening now under our eyes should not turn our eyes closed or looking elsewhere. We must take the measures in order to catch the train of these accelerated changes. Each must adapt, no matter the age or gender. The ability to adapt to change must be maximal and permanent. So the essence for the tomorrow's labor market is change and flexibility. It is quite very important for you to know yourself and also to know your generation. For that, you will need to increase the level of sociability, and you know very well that because you are using on a daily basis, and not only you, of course us, those social media channels. For that, you will need to also to increase the quality of the human quality that you will have to depend and show on both your colleagues, friends, and also those machines that we are interacting. As Nelson Mandela said, because I like this quote very much, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. So if you want to change the world, you have to be very, very creative and involved and also committed. I was talking about discover yourself, that's me. I like that picture very much because, well, it doesn't reflect necessarily me, but you should know yourself and how you can know yourself better. Aristotle said once upon a time that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And he is really right. So you can see that like a journey. And it is about discovering yourself as a human being, the real you. It is about being aware of your core values, of your priorities, of your dreams. It means respecting your strengths and weaknesses, your passions and fears, your desires and dreams, your thoughts and feelings, your likes or dislikes, your tolerances and limitations. So I would encourage you to think about what are your values, what are your interests, to know your real temperament, your biorhythm. It's quite important to know this about you. Life missions and goals, and of course strengths and skills. One way to discover yourself, I won't ask you what cities are here in the pictures. Maybe you'll recognize some of them. But anyway, traveling through your country, no matter the country it is, Romania or for the country where you're coming from, a way to discover yourself is to visit it. Because you will discover a lot of wonderful things. And driving, as I told you, by car around the country, I discovered this. These are the pictures that I made with these occasions. Also, I will discover roots and traditions. It's very important to know that, to know your relatives, to know your families, to know from where you are coming from, because you will find out about their traditions. And also it's very, very important to keep them alive. For me, it's where I take my friends sometimes. And that's, well, here are some traditional Romanian costumes. And also the history. I won't ask what does it represent, but probably if you went there, you maybe recognize that. What about the horizons? When we are thinking where we want to go, horizons are the targets, the goals. And these are some pictures that I took from the plane, from the building of Bucharest Stock Exchange in the night, and also in the mountains. I love nature, and I will encourage you, and I strongly recommend to you to go outside, to feel the nature. It's so wonderful to explore the nature. On my way to different cities in the country, I love to contemplate the nature. I had this opportunity, of course, all around the country, and it's so beautiful in spring and autumn. I enjoy so much the colors. And the colors could bring joy into your life. Never forget about this. So on the way and during our journey life, we will have a lot of, I don't want to say impediments or obstacles, challenges. This is the word that I like. I like challenge. It's like and I'm here a parenthesis, when we are going to the entrepreneurs for listed companies, we are telling to them, okay, don't look at disadvantages like are disadvantages. No, they are challenges. Challenges for your development as a company. So explore the nature. It's quite wonderful. What about the life roads? I put these 4 pictures because there are different, let's say, not only the path or the roads, but it's like in life. Sometimes the road could be so clear, not necessarily straight, but you don't know what it's at the right side. You don't know where it will be and where you will reach there. At the beginning should be very, very simple, let's say, the road. But at the end could be surprise, maybe a positive surprise or not positive surprise. Also, the second image, obstacles. Sometimes the nicest, let's say, roads are like this. And the difficult roads often lead to beautiful destination. And there is something that you should know, yet our lesson comes from the journey, not from the destination. So these are from the Botez side. So what about your way and your life? I think every one of us is unique. I think also when we are entering into this world, we make it with a purpose. Bear in mind that nothing is accidental. Even though you don't know that at the very first beginning, you must find out which will be your role on Earth. I know we want to happen very quickly and to reach the goals, the targets that we set, but it's not so easy. So the life showed us and will show to you that most of the time we will see the opposite. But step by step, if you are doing the right thing, you will fulfill your dreams. When I was quite little, I mean when I was 4 years old, and like let's say the mature people using to ask to the very, very young people, what do you want to do for a living? At that moment in time, because my mother was the role model for me, and still she is, I wanted to be a judge. Well, she's a legal advisor, maybe that's why, but why I wanted to be a judge? And what I did until the end of the high school, almost the end of the high school, until 11th grade, I also went to the court, because my mother said, okay, if you want to be a judge, you should see how a judge is working, what he's doing or she's doing, how are the civil or penal cases. So that's why she took me to the court. And I saw a lot of cases. But just before 1 year I would graduate, I changed, let's say, the direction, because one of the topics that I would have to give exam at the faculty, philosophy it was, I didn't like at all. So that's why I switched it to Economic Academy of Studies, Finance and Banking. But what I want to tell you is that 10 years ago, I did finally graduated the law faculty because I wanted so much, because nothing can stop you, no matter the age, no matter the issues that you are surpassing during the life. So I'm a mother, my son is 22 years old, so I was a mother, I am a mother, I continue to be a mother, but I like to study. And that's why I also went to law faculty. And I'm quite proud of myself, because at almost 45 years old, I did that. So I'm quite proud of myself. That's why I encourage you, don't hesitate, no matter what will happen to you. If you want to do something, go straight for it. And another wonderful thing that I'm doing in the last 4 years, and I also encourage you to do that, is the volunteering activity. Until 4 years ago, I didn't know what does it mean that. Well, I stayed at Bucharest Stock Exchange 12, 14 hours per day, and I didn't know exactly what does it mean volunteering. But now, I'm in 4 associations, and I love to do that. It's a wonderful job. It's a wonderful pro bono work. I met a lot of people. I make new friends. I encourage other people to join the association. We are doing a lot of wonderful things, and this is a strong recommendation for you. Involve in this kind of activity, even at this age, at the faculty, and so on. You will find a lot of volunteering association and will help you to develop on your life. Sometimes life will surprise you unexpectedly and in a positive way. Also, make rainbows to be part of your life, because rainbow, you know very well that it doesn't appear so often, but try to bring it to your life. And also, the friendly friends, let's say, those that are very close to us. Those 3 are mine, though the other are not. But I love the horses and also the dogs. I think, in my opinion, they are the most honest to the humankind. So this could be also a direction for you to fulfill your life, let's say, to enrich your life. And and that was taken in Lisbon. I love so much this picture because it means so much. Of course, it was a photographer going with those in a square to do some photos, but I loved the way they are going. So this is happiness, in my opinion. So it's simple. Life is simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. And also, no matter the age you are, you should continue to have a child's soul. Because this will bring, and not only that you have children, of course, and you have to deal with them every day, but no matter the age, continue to have a child's soul. And also, surround yourself by positive people, by friends. This will enrich your life. This is me, a positive thinker, and I really love being here with you today, and other times of her. Thank you.